Yes, yes, yes. So, me and Harini were talking last night. We were having a bit of a debate about language, sound, words. And I was seeing things from the standpoint of how slang or hip language can have many meanings. So you could take a word like we were talking about hit, right? So you can
Hit me up.
hit me up. So I say on my answer machine, hit me up, like hit me back. And Harini was feeling that that is, or what were you feeling? You break it down. Because I'm gonna say it in a biased way.
Yes.
So,
Well, I felt
'cause I
in
disagree.
conscious language that you're asking people to hit you. You're claiming hit me. And I said, is that really the energy that you're wanting to be asking of people? And I understand that it is slang, and I think that it's a reflection of what gets developed within the slang, in that the children are feeling very much whatever it is that they're expressing that comes out in the conscious language, like hit me up, in a way of communication that in this day and age they're feeling very beat up. What's their future? What's their hopes? And there's a lot of discouragement. And so these slangs get created in the conscious energy. So I said it might be a good idea to address changing that. And of course, Dawn had a different point of view, which I also agree with.
So yeah, it's like we both kind of agree with each other because there is this factor of what comes first, the symbolism or the actual inherent nature of a sound. And so from that standpoint, the hit then gets its meaning immediately. There is symbolism from the standpoint of a thought process going on, but that thought is just a reflection of what it already is. And so that means in the unconscious, you may be trying to say, hit me up, just call me back, but there's something deeply inherent in that sound, hit, that still means, well, hit me, right? And so, I don't know, part of me feels like you can still separate the two. That you could have something where, once again, we could look at hit, or I brought up Thanksgiving, right? I brought up Thanksgiving and I brought up Halloween. Now, some people don't celebrate Halloween or they don't celebrate Thanksgiving because they see it as like pagan holidays or dark holidays. And I went through those feelings too at a time, when I was going through my history, especially pro-black, that whole era of things. But I have come to understand right now that I had an expression in college that you can bring the water out of the fire. And so what can mean one thing to someone else doesn't have to mean that to you. So just like, black people like to say, oh, that's bad, but that's bad means that's good. So where's the meaning really coming from? Is it inherent in bad, or do we give it to the bad? Do we give it to those sounds? And I kind of think there's a little bit of both.
Where in HIV, if you're positive, it's negative.
Right.
But I liked your point of view, which reminded me of the movie What the Bleep Do We Know, where the Indian didn't see the boat because he didn't have anything to associate with. And
Right.
Donna made the point last night that in the slang of the hit me up, get back to me, call me later, that, from a seasoned woman such as myself, and where the connotation might be thought of in one way versus the younger generation, his generation, that for them, they don't have any connotation in that way of where it could be even perceived as a negative connotation. So because they don't have the thought form of that to begin with in association,
Right.
then does the energy exist?
Right. And
Which I thought was a good point of view.
So then it's like the question is it still within the unconscious? So, you didn't talk about Baba and how we receive the karma of all the ancestors.
Mm-hmm.
So now it seems that there still is some kind of impact there. But does that still mean that our new connotation doesn't combat that and move the energy in another direction, very much like Kung Fu? You have somebody throw the punch, but you're able to deflect it, right? So the energy's still moving. Maybe it's just how you move it, right? And the way you move it could turn, once again, a negative into a positive. Because I also look at the nature of the sounds with mind sound technology, right? And so you can place Ma in the throat, and if you're looking at the 1 minute meditation, that's the material world, right? And so I know Baba was talking about if you do that, you don't want to focus too much there because it's material. But then in the grace light, Ma is what? It's to release the karma. So then it's like you're looking at intention within the sound, what you intended to be. On one case, you don't want to focus on it too much. On the other case, it's like focus. You see what I'm saying?
Well, I liked what he had to say also. Well, actually, I brought it up about peace, where the kids brought in peace in
Oh, yeah.
versus peace out. Why do the kids say peace out?
Peace out.
When
Peace out.
I think here again, it's just a reflection of what's going on in the consciousness where we're really wanting peace in.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Mm-hmm.
as a mind sound technology certified teacher, I would say that placing the sounds in the body, which really help to go deeper and deeper within, that in a lot of Baba's infusion of the sounds and where they're placed in the body with different constructs and how they're organized, whether they're in the grace light or whether they're in another application, different sounds, different mantras are used in different areas for different purposes. So then how long you hold them or how you actually work with them become different. Same with the tongue thinks, and so sometimes you want the tongue involved and other times you do not, like in the yogi sleep, right? You want the tongue to be very relaxed. So that's all I have on that.
But it seems like they're saying what I'm saying. Like, I mean, when you say the ma in the throat, whether it's through the grace light where you focus on releasing your karma, right? You're releasing the negative thought forms, or you're pushing the human intellect into the divine intellect or the divine mind. So you have that, or you also have, the material world. So here it is, you're still saying it